ladies and gentlemen, John Gray here, and it is Thanksgiving week in Tullahoma.
I'm glad.
Do you remember York Store? Peggy Burton right here.
I do remember York Store, and his daughter was a real good friend of my niece. So I knew, and we lived around the corner from the Yorks. We
Yes,
lived
you
in
did.
that two-door house out there.
Yeah, you were right there off of Lincoln Street.
Right across almost from the school.
Yeah, in that Tudor house, one block back.
Yeah.
I loved that house.
I did too. It was haunted, but I loved it.
Shoot, I can remember parties over there. That's when you were young and running, baby. You and Ralph. But no, it was. But York Store is. I guess there's a vape shop now or something. It's right across from Dameron's.
Right.
And Mr. York would do commercials for Thanksgiving, and he had a meat department. I mean, it's a real grocery store there. At
Oh
that
yeah,
point.
he had a good grocery
And
store.
he would get on the radio and he'd go, Yorks, Yorks. He was a funny guy.
He was a good guy.
He was a sales guy and a good grocer and a good businessman. And they lived in the brick house right next to the store.
Close to the store, yeah.
Yeah.
They were wonderful people. And I loved his grocery store. It was so easy to get to.
Well, and later on, I can't think of the man's name who took that store over. He worked for Mr. York. And he was in there, and he was a really good grocer as well. And he did something that didn't happen at that time. It happened when Daddy Billy had grocery business. They had a delivery truck.
Oh.
You know, and they would deliver groceries to people.
That was pretty unusual.
Well, a lot of people didn't have cars. They had to walk. You know, back in the early part, you know, the 18s and 20s, there's a lot of people didn't have a car.
Right.
Everything was downtown. There were no subdivisions around Tullahoma. It was all around the railroad track. You know, and so they delivered those that couldn't walk and didn't have a truck to haul their stuff. They would deliver.
Yeah.
Well, this man who took over York Store would do that for seniors, and that's when Autumn Manor was first built. And the Housing Authority built that 4-story building. Mm-hmm. And he would go over there and take orders. He would go to the door to door, and the women, they were mostly women. The population over there is always about 80% women. Is it? Because women outlive men. They drive us crazy and we die, and then they're left without us. So there was a lot of women, and so he would take their orders, go back to the store, fill their orders, and deliver them.
That was very nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
And that was back in the early 1800s?
No. This was in the 80s.
Oh,
90s.
okay. You were alive during that time.
That's I can't think of Bob Patton.
I remember that name.
Bob Patton,
yes.
Patton's grocery store.
You're right.
Bob Patton, nice guy, and Bob Couch. I'm gonna tell this story, Bob Couch story. Bob and Dot would go in there and shop, and get the groceries. And so one day they were shopping, and Bob was on one aisle, and Bob's always pulling a stunt of some kind.
A trick on somebody, yeah.
Yeah, and so Bob's in there, and all of a sudden he starts hollering, Crisco! Crisco! Where are you, Crisco? And Bob came over and said, Bob Patton came over and said, Bob, you're on the wrong aisle. The Crisco's over here on the other aisle. And he said, I'm not hunting for Crisco, lard, or oil, I'm hunting for Dot. And he said, well, why are you hollering Crisco? And he said, well, you don't think I'd holler out lard ass, do you?
That's terrible. That is terrible.
And Bob Patton just shook his head and went on, you know, so.
Oh, Bob.
Part of our history. And turkeys, they had turkeys in there.
And Bob Couch.
Bob Couch was a piece of work. Wonderful man.
Great historian and saved articles and things that.
Always. Got all kinds of stuff. We got stuff. That needs to be the name of our enterprise. We got stuff.
We got stuff. Everybody's got too much stuff.
Everybody got stuff. So, favorite, turkey or ham?
Oh, turkey.
Turkey.
Uh-huh.
Mashed potatoes or sweet potato casserole?
Sweet potato casserole. Dressing or
Mushrooms on top. I mean, marshmallows on top or not?
nah, I don't. That's too many. That's too many things to mess up the
You sweet potatoes.
Frankly, I just as soon have a baked sweet potato.
Baked sweet potato
I don't need
with
all
butter.
that stuff. Yeah.
With butter.
Well, maybe. Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, we do. We have always had a sweet potato casserole, and then with brown sugar and pecans, and maybe some cinnamon on there, because
Cinnamon's
we
good for
in
you.
South Louisiana. I mean, we grew at the farm. They grew pecans. They had pecan trees. They had
Sure. You probably had
100
pecans
acre,
on a lot of your food.
100-yard by 500-yard pecan orchard.
Did you have the job of cracking those pecans? And
Whenever we would go to Louisiana, we would come back with 200-pound bags of pecans.
wow.
And I see these things on the internet where they show a nut pick, and they'll say, "What is this?" I say, "I'll tell you what it is." When
go
we
in
in
there
the
and
wintertime, in the wintertime, when we were watching ball games or doing something, and Daddy'd say, "You boys aren't doing anything. We were watching this ball game," and he said, "Next thing you know, you'd have a bowl of pecans
Start
and a
picking out
nutcracker and a
these,
pick."
yeah.
You know, and that's what we do.
Well, we weren't that high class. We had to do walnuts.
No, walnuts are good too. Boy, they're harder to get into than a pecan.
Walnuts turn you black. I mean, I'd have walnut juice up my arms, and my clothes would have to be thrown away. But we did it, and it's a wonderful nut.
Oh, sure. But the thing you try to do is get half of one out without busting.
Right. So that's pretty.
Yeah, where it's pretty. Oh, well, that's what went on the jam cake.
Yeah.
When the caramel icing went on a jam cake, then you would take those whole walnut pecans and press them into that
Press 'em
icing
into the-
all around that cake.
Couldn't
Couldn't be a half, couldn't be
Yeah,
crumbles.
2 million calories a bite.
Well, and Granny make it, and Grandma Tidwell made those, and it would be probably 7 layers high
Wow.
with jam. I forget what kind of jam. In the middle of each layer, it wasn't icing; it was jam. It was a jam cake, is what it was called. And
It was good, I
It
guess.
was wonderful, 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 wonderful.
It sort of gives me a headache now thinking about it because I can't have that much sugar. It makes me ill.
Did you stuff the turkey?
Are you kidding?
Put stuff up his butt?
I did not stuff a turkey. I am not going to stuff a turkey. There will not be a stuffed turkey in my life this week.
I'll tell this one on Fran. We got married and we got a turkey, and we gonna cook a turkey, and so she cooks this turkey, and Fran says, calls her mama and says, I need to make dressing, and how do I make that? And they said, well, is your turkey cooked? And she said, well, yeah, I already cooked the turkey. And that's too late. She said, well, where's the giblets and all that stuff, that you cut up, the meat part? And she said, well, it's usually up the turkey's butt. She'd cooked that turkey with that stuff in a bag inside of it. And she said, I said, yeah, don't you worry about no dressing.
I grew up where you got personal with a turkey, and you really didn't want to eat it when they killed it because it would grow up from being a little guy.
Well, sure.
And he becomes a great big fat turkey, and then my dad would whack its head off, and so I had already gotten personal with the turkey. Yeah, he was my friend. Anyway.
That's right. When Jerry got married and had Delinda, and she had 3 kids, and Michelle, one of them about that tall, and they'd have a calf, and Coco. Coco was the calf's name, and Michelle and Coco were like this, until all of a sudden Coco disappeared. Jerry said, well, somebody must have stole her.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Of course, Coco was on the dinner table every night.
Oh gosh, I know that.
She
That's the
never
hard part,
learned
yeah.
that. That's a hard lesson.
It is a hard lesson because I grew up that way. The cows would have calves, and the mothers would cry when you sold them, and then they'd be slaughtered. And
Yeah.
Daddy didn't do this, but my friend Marcia, you know Marcia?
Oh yeah.
Well, her husband would hang cows in the trees.
Pigs and cows too. Yeah.
In the trees around the farm to bleed
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
And that was freaky.
Well, we went down to South Louisiana to the farm where Daddy was born and raised, and we were down there one Thanksgiving. And of course, it's you wait till the weather's cool to do that, where the
Right.
meat doesn't. But it's never cool down there.
I know. I wonder how they work
Well,
that.
they just do it, and they take that pig. They take a pig, and have a big old 5-gallon bucket of boiling water. And they put that pig down in there, and let it stay down in that boiling water, and then they pull it out, and that makes it easy to scrape the hair off of it.
Yeah.
And then the pig's body is hot, so they haul it up into a tree and scrape it, and then they cut his thing and put a bucket down there and catch the blood.
And then there's a group of people that drink it.
Daddy
And that-
came over to me the first time I saw it happen, and he had a cup, and he said, "Here."
Oh gosh, what
And
did you
I
do?
said, "What's that?" And he said, "That's your first cup of hot hog blood."
Did you drink it?
Well, I didn't have a choice.
That is
That's a rite of passage in that. That's a
Oh, yeah.
rite of passage in that type of
In
a
that
deal.
type of deal, I guess. So.
If you're a good coon ass boy, you drink hot hog's blood when Daddy tells you to.
Yeah.
So that was my one and only trip with
that's a pretty
drinking
big
hot
thing.
hog's blood, though.
Well, we're speaking of hot weather in New Orleans and Louisiana. When we were in the Philippine Islands, one of the things people did with goat meat was they put spices all over it, and that cooked it somehow. And we were invited to a meal that had been not cooked. But in a way, we did that with ham.
Well,
didn't
sure,
we?
country ham, same thing.
Because Daddy had a ham thing, and
Hang it.
that didn't quite seem so bad as the goat. Oh, I tried it. I tasted it. I would make myself taste everything, except I didn't do anacondas or snakes.
Snake's good. Rattlesnake's very good.
Everybody says it's good.
Rattlesnake is real good. But you gotta get it first
Well, yeah, and you
without
gotta,
getting you.
we gotta get it, but I didn't get. You're right.
But it's a real white.
I know I've told you this story a million times, but my aunt was a wild hunter. She was the neatest thing. But anyway, one day I was at her house, and she said, "Come look in the freezer." Well, I opened the freezer, and there are 2 humongous rattlesnakes coiled up that she had just dropped in the freezer and closed the top on it.
Froze them out.
Froze them out, yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, there's some weird things that went on with my people.
Your people.
My people.
We all got weird. We all got weird people. I'm just getting through reading for the second time Jerry Lee Lewis's autobiography.
That must
in
be
Faraday, Louisiana, where
Yeah.
he lived. My aunt, my daddy's aunt on my grandmother's side, taught Jerry Lee Lewis, Mickey Gilley, and Jimmy Swaggart, all
Wow.
3 how to play piano.
How interesting.
That she was one of their first piano teachers.
That's great.
And she always said that Swaggart was the most talented of all of them.
I imagine he was
But
talented.
he wasn't an entertainer.
I mean,
like
he is the religious singer.
preacher, yeah.
Gospel.
The one that swore he didn't touch that woman. He just watched her.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis did all this stuff and got hung by the toenails for it. And Swaggart did the same thing, and he got loved by his people.
I know.
One group of people hated the cousin for doing it, and the next group of people loved the cousin and took him under their arm because the poor guy just couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
amazing. Great book, though. Great book. Hey, we had
What you got?
a guy on here last week, and Peggy brought Bill on here.
Oh yeah, Bill. He's gonna.
Bill, Jack LaLanne, this era's Jack LaLanne, 80 years old.
He has worked out.
Workout dude.
Till he got himself in shape.
Well, he came in.
I am so proud of him.
Huh?
I'm so proud of him.
Oh yeah, he came to the writing group at the church Tuesday night.
Good.
Because he likes poetry, and he reads a lot of poetry on his podcast that he thinks fits in with
Good.
And so what happens when somebody new comes to our writing group, we get a prompt every week. You know, write a poem about a flashlight. You know, write a poem about a broken toe.
What your
So Bill, the
was.
new person that comes in, has to give a prompt.
Okay.
So Bill said, write something about senior health.
Oh, good.
Okay, so this is what I wrote. Old age. When it comes to old, age doesn't count. It is how you feel that's what it's all about. And how you feel is up to you. Be good to your body and it will be good to you. When you grow up, life gets in the way as your family and job steal your time to play. Another thing that you middle-agers do is eat everything that's put in front of you. Next thing you know, you're fat and slow, and you can't haul out the trash unless you huff and blow. When are you going to wake up and scream to your life, enough is enough? I met a dude, Bill, the other day, and if you follow him, he'll show you the way. Bill's in his 80s, but he feels and acts like a kid because of a few simple things he did. Watch what you eat. Feed your body right. Let your body rest. Sleep good at night. Exercise responsibly. Let your muscles grow. And don't forget the one rule we all need to know. Yes, the discipline we all must do. Be good to your body, and your body will be good to you.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. I've known Bill since he first came to Tullahoma, and I'm sure I've told you this story, but he had a bucket list, and one of the bucket lists was to learn to sing.
Yes.
And then the next thing I know, he's becoming a champion bodybuilder, which he didn't have when I first met him.
No.
You know, he made up his mind, and I am so impressed. I think that's fabulous.
All of his, he said, you know, his heart rate, his blood pressure, all these pills that he had to take, he doesn't have to take anymore.
That's awesome.
Because he's being good to his body.
Which means you just can't stop doing stuff.
How many miles do you walk on the treadmill a week?
A week? I walk 2 miles a day. So that's 14.
15 miles a week.
That's a lot of miles.
And then you probably at the same time you walk up and down the hill too, don't you?
I do all that, yeah. The worst thing is I'm not getting anywhere. I'm just walking.
I'm over at therapy at Star, and one of the things we do is pedal a bike, or you can get on the treadmill. But
I think the bike is better for certain people.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, I can't stand up on that treadmill. I have to use the bike because I have to sit down. My muscles aren't strong enough to go to the. Now I love a treadmill. I like doing the treadmill, but I'm just not ready for the treadmill.
I'm lucky that I have a daughter-in-law that's a world famous champion when it comes to bodybuilding, and she and Bart sent me one of her treadmills that she won. And these people arrived at my house with this humongous treadmill and took it up the stairs and set it down. And so I've been on it ever since. It's been good for me.
Peggy does it about 2 o'clock in the morning. She'll be up and she starts texting. She texts me. A lot of times I'm awake, so we have conversation in the middle of the night. This is not about Thanksgiving, but it is in a way, because Thanksgiving is a time to reflect and think back on all the things in life. that you're thankful for.
And there was a lot.
And there's a lot. No matter how bad times can be, put it aside and think about the stuff that's important. And a lot of times the stuff that you think is going on is really bad.
It's nothing.
Just doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
But why worry? Don't worry about something. Take care of your own business.
The worry just escalates whatever's wrong with you.
Oh, sure.
It's
sure.
best just to let it go.
Stress is a killer.
Something's going to get you anyway.
Right. So this, Redford's Dime Store, downtown Tullahoma, where the 121 West is right now, or 122 West, whatever it is, restaurant.
Yeah.
Used to be a dime store. Before that, it was Wilson's department store. But then it was Redford's, not Redford's, what was it? Wasn't Redford's. Redford's was around. But it was a dime store. They had chickens, colored chickens, little baby chicks in the window for Easter.
Was everything a dime? I always wondered about that.
That's just, it was probably when they started a dime store.
Oh, okay.
So, but it had a counter in the back where they made coffee and popcorn and sandwiches and stuff. And that store had a specific smell. And you could walk by it outside.
You'd know you were at the dime store.
And you could close your eyes and you would know you're at the dime store.
That's neat.
So I was in a town up in Pennsylvania somewhere one time, and I'm walking down this street, old part of town, and there's this empty store, and I walk by it, and as I walk by, I smell that smell.
Was it bread?
And I turned around and went back, and there was some people working in that store, and I said, do you mind if I come in and walk around? Because this I know this.
Yeah.
And so I wrote this right here. It's called a smell. Plus, the reason why is this: your smell is the strongest.
I think so.
Strongest thing that you have is smell. I was walking past a Five and Dime in a left-behind small town when I got a scent of something that made me turn around. The floorboard squeaked as I went in to shelves and cases bare. The more I looked, I realized I'd left some memory there, some history there. I closed my eyes and I could see the way it was so well as memory came back to me because of a smell. A smell can take you places you haven't been in years, make you laugh until it hurts, take you straight to tears, usher you to Grandma's kitchen or a first date picture show, and at times to somewhere you just don't want to go. Pictures flashed before your eyes, some heavenly, some hell, all set free instantly because of a smell. Oak leaves burning, fresh baked bread, new mown grass, sun-dried sheets on the bed, a hint of rose on her wrist, the lilac in her hair, the song you remember when. The song may remember when, but the smell can take you there. The smell can take you places you haven't been in years. Poker night, good cigars, a few too many beers. The basil and garlic outside Antonio's uptown. The mud and sweat under the pile, just short of a touchdown. Pictures flash before your eyes, some heavenly, some hell, all set free instantly because of a smell.
That's very touching.
But it is, you know,
that's very touching.
and we need this time of year to look back and find those beautiful things that we've traveled through on our life's journey, and think about them, and think about the happiness they brought you.
Drop off this hard
and put
times.
this other garbage aside.
Right, let it go.
Just let it go. Let it go. And you'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We hope all of you. Our wish is for you to be as thankful for us as we are for you. We'll be back after these messages.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
For over 40 years, family-owned Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration is the name you can trust for residential and commercial HVAC installation, maintenance, and repair. As we transition to our next generation of leadership, the Stroop team is committed to providing your indoor comfort needs. We at Stroop's emphasize excellence in everything we do with certified technicians, 24/7 emergency service, and free estimates. Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
You're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Veterans Day, the 11/11/11. We were honored in Tullahoma again to have my co-host, Peggy Burton, her son, General Bart Burton, to come here and be one of the guest speakers at our Veterans Day celebration. And as always, he delivered.
Thank you.
He never doesn't deliver. That man doesn't. I've never seen a guy like him. That's why I write him in for president every year. Write in Bart Burton, General Bart Burton for president every year. He'd make an incredible president.
Thank you. I think he might too.
Well, but as always, he talks spot on the point.
He tells his truth.
Yes.
And I think that's important.
It's the truth. Like it or don't like it.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And we have that for you if you were not at the Veterans Celebration right now, General Bart Burton.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. What a great day. I did not realize I was going to be absconded in singing this morning. But what a tremendous performance, Mr. Smith. Holy moly. You know, as I travel down life's road, I realize that every year I need a bigger jacket, not just because I'm eating a little bit too much, but I have to carry other things around with me that I didn't have to carry around with me before. I'm going to go a couple places today, and hopefully you'll go along with me. Lyle asked me to speak about a week and a half ago, and I said, sure, let me do that. And then he said, well, you know, our other guest speaker is not here, so you're going to have to cover for that as well. So we agreed that I would be up here for about an hour and 15 minutes in order to pay appropriate homage to the seriousness of today. That's not true, at least the timing. And the other thing, Lyle told Viv He and I actually did not meet with Benjamin Franklin back in Benjamin Franklin's day to talk about the wild turkey being the symbol of our great nation. But he did happen to venture out to Miss Peggy's house one day to help us try to wrangle up a one-legged turkey that had happened upon our land there and was causing us much concern about that turkey's ability to survive the night. I'm sure that turkey did just fine and found its way to somebody's dinner table somewhere down the road. So it's a great honor to be here today, not just as a veteran, but as a grateful citizen of this great republic, humbled by the legacy of service and the day that this day represents. It's a great day. It's a great day to be an American. It's a great day to be celebrating Veterans Day 2025 right here in the great state of Tennessee and at South Jackson Performing Arts Center here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Today is the day we gather to honor those men and women who've worn the cloth of our nation, who handed Uncle Sam a blank check and then chose to go forward in harm's way to protect and defend this great republic against all enemies. And today is a day to consider why that matters. And I want to take us down a little wandering trail here about why I think that matters. To the veterans here among us, thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Similarly to the families of those veterans who supported those who donned the cloth of the nation, thank you for your sacrifices, too often unheralded. They too matter. And to the Veteran Service Organization, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, and so many others, thank you for all that you do to support our vets and their families as they transition from oftentimes a lifetime of service into a brand new world that they have to navigate. So I thought about what I was going to say today, and I had built a speech that I thought was pretty dang good. And then yesterday, I had the great opportunity to participate in listening in on a veteran celebration with some of my industry colleagues. And in that, some very important points were driven home that I thought I should spend a little bit of time talking about today. Their stories reminded me of some things that oftentimes go unspoken, but I think that we all as Americans should remember. And I want to start with a simple and sobering fact. About 6% of all Americans have ever worn the uniform of the armed services. That's it. And at any given time, less than 1% of our nation is serving on active duty in the reserves or in the National Guard. Less than 1% of our 343 million American citizens. Our veterans come from across multiple branches of the Department of War, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, Space Force. By the way, Marines, how many Marines are out there? Happy birthday, Devil Dogs. December 5, brother. Each service has a beginning, whether it's the Marines at Toon Tavern in Philadelphia. What a great place for the Marines to begin, right? In a bar. Hey, let's go do some stuff. All right. Or whether it was the United States Army under the signature of the Continental Congress that said, hey, let's get all these militias together under a common commander. Let's go fight these Brits for a little while. Regardless of branch, veterans and the service that those veterans served under all had a similar beginning as an individual. And all began their service with somebody of higher authority saying, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear to protect and defend this nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic, to bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that whether an enlisted soldier or an officer, your oath goes a little bit different path. But that sacred oath to defend the Constitution of the United States, to bear true faith and allegiance to the same, starts on that day, but has no end. It constitutes a lifetime of service. I remember the first time I took that oath. I was young, proud, naive, full of pea and vinegar, and headed out to change the world. And over the years, I've had the honor of administering that same oath to others. I've seen the same fire in your eyes, that moment when a young American chooses duty over comfort. It is sacred, and it matters, and it's the heartbeat of our republic. It's powerful that our nation still produces such patriots, and something I think we should all be proud of and especially thankful for. So on Sunday, when 600 Americans voluntarily took the oath of enlistment and were loudly booed by the spectators in the crowd, during what should have been a solemn and prideful moment for this nation, I was sad and I was ashamed. And some say, well, it's freedom of expression. And so be it. But as I consider the actions of the spectators of that humble ceremony who chose that moment to voice their discontent about whatever they were discontent about, I was reminded of a poem by Charles M. Province that I've taken some liberties with, and if you bear with me. It is the veteran, not the minister, who protects our freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who gives us the freedom of the press. The veteran, not the poet, who gives us freedom of speech. Not the campus organizer who has given us the freedom to assemble or protest. It is the veteran and not the lawyer who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the veteran, not the politician, who gives us the right to vote. And it is the veteran who serves, who salutes the flag, serves under the flag, and whose coffin is ultimately draped by the flag, who allows that protester to voice their discontent in a National Assembly of 600 young Americans who said, I will go for all of us. God bless those 600. I'm sorry, that means something to me. You know, there's a spot in this town that many folks may drive by or walk by daily and never pay much attention to. Its presence doesn't scream, look at me. Instead, quietly located just a few blocks down the road, alongside an old caboose is a brick walkway that speaks volumes about this community. It's your history park, or as many call it, Caboose Park. It's not just a green space, but a living monument to Tullahoma's military history and to this great nation. The heart of that walk is Veterans Memorial Walk with a 69-foot sidewalk with over 500 engraved bricks, each bearing the name of a veteran of this community. And of those 500 engraved bricks, they represent thousands of years of combined military service. Think about that. In this small Middle Tennessee town of just over 21,000 great Americans, this community has etched into stone a legacy that spans generations, conflicts, and continents. Each brick tells a story with the names of those who served in the world wars of our nation, in Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, Panama, Somalia, and Afghanistan, and myriad other untold places across this globe, all under the colors of this great nation. Other stones honor those still serving and those who never came home. And did you know, maybe you do and maybe you don't, that the sale of those bricks, this town didn't just build a memorial. It built a future by funding a memorial scholarship helping children of veteran families pursue higher education. And that is a tremendous testament to service and what service looks like in Tullahoma. Not just honoring the past, but investing in the next generation. So I encourage you, all of you, to spend some time there. Bring your family and friends. Take the time to read the stones and consider what happened in that dash between the dates of service and where those veterans might have served. Take the time to remember, honor, and teach, and let the names speak to you. Let them remind you that our freedom as Americans is preserved not just on distant battlefields, but right here, brick by brick, name by name, and sacrifice by sacrifice. And then take a minute to reflect on those who served quietly, came home humbly, built this community, and now call this community home. Their stories may not be in the history books, but they live in our neighborhoods, our churches, our schools, and they deserve our thanks. So, why does service matter? And it sounds like a cheap bumper sticker, but freedom isn't free. And protecting this American way of life, this great republic of ours, is not a passive affair. This year, our nation celebrated the 250th birthday of our Army, our Navy, and our Marines. 250 years of service to this nation. 250 years of young Americans saying, take me, I will go. I will serve something larger than myself. I will give to this government and its elected officials a blank check with my name written on it. And I will go there voluntarily. And if I don't come back, remember my family and bury me with honor. Our republic's future is preserved by measurable and visible strength. And strength is forged in the voluntary service of free people who take that oath, those that represent that less than 1% who serve past, present, and future. They are the guarantors of our nation's sovereignty. So to the veterans in the crowd here, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. To the young recruits who just signed that dotted line, regardless of the welcome they got, we stand with you. We are proud of you, and as a nation, we are indebted to you for the service that you're about to embark upon to protect all that we hold dear. This Veterans Day, we honor the courage, the service, and the enduring example of our veterans. To the families that stood beside the vets who carried the weight and worry and who waited for the word, you're a part of this legacy, and we thank you. With gratitude in our hearts and purpose in our steps, let us all teach, serve, and remember. And may we each be the type of citizen that our veterans fought to protect. So happy Veterans Day, Tullahoma. May we always be a town that remembers. May we always be a nation that honors, and may God continue to bless our veterans, our families, and this great United States of America. Thanks so very much.
HostMy provides modern phone systems with mobile integration, HIPAA-ready business texting, and digital faxing solutions. More importantly, we offer dedicated U.S.-based support, transparent billing, and unparalleled reliability. Call 931-581-4411 today and partner with the best.
Hi, my name is Ringo. Here at Barkview Senior Living, they're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie. How sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. Yeah, you turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's always things happening around Tullahoma. If you don't believe it, just get out in your car and drive around. You'll find something going on, I guarantee you. This past weekend, we had one of our premier events, the Wobble Gobble Downtown 5K, and it is, there was Chris Barstead was down there with his camera, great person for us, a cameraman, a producer, just a great asset to have in the building with us out of our partnership with TUA. But Chris was down there and he captured all kinds of things going on. And he said what was amazing about it was there was about 1,000 people downtown Tullahoma, parked everywhere, walking, running, having fun, doing great things, just being part of the community and the Chamber of Commerce. This event is for them, and it's always a great time. And here's some video Chris brought to us so we can bring it to you.
Good morning, Florence.
Good morning, Chris.
Just wanted to talk about
what's happening downtown. That's right.
The Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to be a part of it all. I'm a director. I love that. I've been one several times through the years. It's a great organization. They do a lot of great things for Tullahoma. This being one. This Wobble Gobble is such a great event to see these people run down Wall Street. I'm glad that Clayton's is right here in the middle of it. So it's good to talk to you. We got a big week coming up. We got Thanksgiving, we got Black Friday, and then we have Small Business Saturday, and then I'm having my open house on Sunday, 1 to 5. Only Sunday I'll be open during the holidays. So lots of things happening. So I really want to promote Shop Local. Shop Local. It keeps our tax money in the town where we can work on things for our city. Very important.
And talking about Clayton and the Wobble Gobble, one of our tell us what you did for one of our lucky runners today.
Well, we drew out a number, and a lady won a $150 gift certificate. She'll be able to come in Clayton's and get measured. I'm real big on making sure you're in the right size shoe. So important. So she'll get measured and get her a pair of shoes of her choice.
Now, I know you're on the group that promotes the downtown Tullahoma. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff going on around here in downtown Tullahoma? Because there's a lot of new faces.
Yes, we are so proud. We have some new businesses. Some have been here a little while, but they're still new, like City Sandwich. You have a new owner at 122. London's, of course, is wonderful. I love the cheese cakery around the corner, the seafood place. And then I have to mention over here, the Well. That's where I actually go to church, and I love it. But I also want to say we're going to be having the Art Council has been doing a lot of things to promote the arts in Tullahoma. We had an art crawl that was awesome. We're fixing to have a window. It's a scavenger hunt, and you'll be able to go in the windows, and you'll not go in the windows, but look at the windows, and you'll be able to vote for your favorite windows. I've already got mine in, so be looking. It's going to have a little code where you can start, and I think December 1, you can vote on the pretty Christmas windows. So,
anything else we need to talk about? Downtown Tullahoma, shop local, any of that?
Well, I really want to emphasize how important it is for small businesses and any business, but to try to shop local and support these businesses. These are the businesses that you'll see on the Wobble Gobble t-shirt, or you'll see in your annual at your high school, or you'll see on the billboard at the high school, or whatever. But we're a wonderful community, and we have supported and done things, always come together, and we just want to keep doing that because we have a great little town here. Lots of new people coming in, but we want to show them the volunteerism of Tennessee and Tullahoma.
James, tell us a little bit about I've been to almost every Wobble Gobble 5K. It is huge today.
It is. So we broke another record this year. I think the number was 481 right before we started the race of total of number of check-ins. So we started with 125 participants in year one, and we've been able to grow it each year. Last year, I think we were in the mid 470s. So we took it up to a little over 480 this year, and we're really excited. We're knocking on that 500 number. Maybe we'll hit it next year.
And as the chamber president, what does it mean to get this much of the community out in downtown Tullahoma on a Saturday morning in November?
That's a great point, Chris. We have had an incredible turnout, and it's always fun to just fill the downtown with people and activities and a great healthy exercise event that people can participate in. And it doesn't matter what your caliber of running is, walking, wobbling, gobbling, whatever you want to do. It's just fun to get the community together and have a great time and support the local Chamber of Commerce and just bring this incredible event to the city of Tullahoma.
You guys have. I know you'll have the title sponsors, silver sponsors. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the structure that has made Wobble Gobble so successful is we've kept it very affordable for our sponsors to participate. And so we have 3 different levels, 500, 250, and 100. And so our top sponsors, they sell out every year. We've been great advocates to reach out to those same sponsors, and they're always welcome to support it again the following year. And so we've kept those, we've grown it from 4 originally to 6 today, and that's kind of where we cap it. And then we open the 250 and 100s to as many as would like to participate, and they get some benefits for the race as well as some awareness on the back of the t-shirt, and it's awesome. And then we have a few that are in-kind sponsors that donate different goods for the event. So L&H is an example of, they provide our hydration here at the finish line. We also got Ascend that provided the water at our water stop this year. So we had several in-kind. We've got Fuel So Good. They set up and provide a coffee bar here. I mean, there's just so much going on. If you're here, you experience the excitement of the downtown area on Wobble Gobble Saturday, and it's so fun. So.
And I'd say there's probably a solid, at least 1,000, maybe not closer to 2,000 people right here, down here.
Yeah, I don't know what the true number is, Chris. I know that we were 481 registered for the race, and then you also have those that are here to just support their family that's participating. And then this is really cool. Whenever I like to go out, for me, if I can run it, I like to, because I like to be able to see the course and experience what the runners are experiencing. And if everything goes well before the race, I get to jump in at the front of the line and just kind of follow along with the runners as they go down. But it was really really cool this year because we had a ton of people lining the roads too, and that's kind of a first of this caliber. We had quite a few that were just lining the roads across the route, and it was a really neat experience to see them cheering their families on. So yeah.
So great to have you this morning, and you know, we're talking to Sean, and he said, you know, y'all were chatting a little bit during the run, and you just said you just didn't quite have the speed to keep up to him this morning. Tell us a little bit about how committed to running and fitness are you, sir?
Well, so first of all, I want to thank this entire community, the Chamber of Commerce, all the business partners of Tullahoma that make this community an amazing place to live and an amazing military community. Just make this the most special assignment I could possibly ask for. I also want to make sure I introduce my chief. So this right here is Chief Master Sergeant Evan McCoy. He's our base's Command Chief Master Sergeant, and so he is all about taking care of people, taking care of our community, and making sure everybody is cooperating out there every single day. As far as Sean goes, I got to say, wow, Sean is a fast runner. It is humbling to have people that talented in our community. So watching Sean out there, letting me chase after him, but I'll tell you, I didn't have it today. He just walked away. But there are so many amazing athletes in our community. I really love supporting the community. I love all the Lifetime Fitness that we have here. Whether it's the wrestling team who's out this morning, I saw the swim team out here this morning, all of our student athletes at Tullahoma High School and our surrounding schools. It's great to see them out on a beautiful morning like this because that is Lifetime Fitness, and that is inspirational that we should as adults be inspired by. For all of us who have gotten a little bit older and a little slower in our old age, it's great to see the kids out here really showing us what's what.
And Chief, how was the run this morning?
It was fantastic, and once again, Tullahoma showed us why it's such an easy town to maintain that military and community relationship, and really easy to get out here and help support the community and vice versa. It's great to see the amazing amount of people, the support, and the athletes that we have. Like Colonel Mizell said, it just shows what an amazing community we interwork within, and some of the people that are out here that hopefully will be working and replacing us one day.
Well, I appreciate you guys' time, and congratulations, of course, to Colonel Mizell on being the second person to cross the line today. And Chief, do you know where you finished at this year?
I don't know. I was a good, solid middle pack. So where I'm at, where I'm training, and kind of what I'm carrying around, I think I'm good with that. It'll allow me to not feel so bad when I eat a couple plates of turkey here later on this week.
Well, that actually brings up a good question, because I think it was either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. You did the base 5K, wasn't it, not Colonel? And then you come and do this 5K. How do you do that?
Well, I'll tell you again, our community has a phenomenal fitness culture, and I think that's just good all around. I do get to train on Saturdays with the Mach 10 running club, so I got to give a shout out to them. I saw Sean out there last Saturday, so congrats to him again, as well as all of our Mach 10 runners who are out here. But we go out and get a nice solid run in every Saturday morning, and that's some good training. And like the Chief said, I want to make sure I wish everyone in the Tullahoma community a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there, travel safely, and keep up that fitness. Go get yourself a turkey trot Thanksgiving morning.
Tell us a little bit, how was your time this year versus last year?
I think I was a little faster. I haven't actually checked yet, but it wouldn't have to be very fast to be faster than last year. I ran probably 2/3 of it, and we've got a great weather day. We got a great crowd. And encourage everybody that hasn't done this, come out and at least walk it next year. It's a great community event. Thanks to the Chamber for hosting this. It's great every year.
And I was talking to James this morning. This is the largest turnout for this event, but then along with those 481 people that participated, there's all these extra people. As the mayor of Tullahoma, what does this community support mean to you?
Well, it's very important. We've been trying to work on our downtown for a good while now, and I feel like it's getting stronger every year. And bringing people in on a pretty fall day like this, I know our businesses here locally appreciate it. It's a great event.
And I know Tullahoma's been promoting a healthier community for several years now.
Yep.
And to see these events, go from maybe, I think the first year they had about 50 or so participants to now over almost 500. What does that mean? So Someone who does run as well.
Well, I run a little bit. I work out. I lift more than I run, but I think the thing that people don't appreciate sometimes is how much better you feel every day by doing it, and it makes you more productive. It's just good for the city, and the better everybody's in shape. So I encourage you to get up. There's a program called Couch to 5K. Go Google that, and you can be running this 5K next year in no time.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
For over 40 years, family-owned Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration is the name you can trust for residential and commercial HVAC installation, maintenance, and repair. As we transition to our next generation of leadership, the Stroop team is committed to providing your indoor comfort needs. We at Stroop's emphasize excellence in everything we do with certified technicians, 24/7 emergency service, and free estimates. Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Candy-O and all you fine people in TV land. It's a joy to bring you another segment of the Millennium Moment, and we have so many wonderful and interesting things to talk about. And one of the things today, we're going to expand a little bit more on the railroad, since railroad has been an important part in Tullahoma's life for many, many years. The picture that we're holding right now is the first railroad station in Tullahoma. It was built around between 1850 and 1855, and it burned. I don't know what year, but it burned and was replaced by another wooden passenger depot in the 100 block of North Atlantic Street on the east side of Davison Park, east side of the railroad. And then the freight depot was built on the place where later became the Davison Park, between the First National Bank and the railroad, and the 100 block of Tullahoma, North Atlantic Street. And this picture was on the front of the Historic Tullahoma magazine that was published in 1886. And this picture hangs on the wall of Mr. A.Y. Smith, the pioneer railroader whose son lives in Chattanooga. Now, let's go on and say a few more things about railroading. One is a photograph of a steam locomotive made. This picture was of this locomotive between Tullahoma and Normandy many years ago, before the turn of the century. And we thought it was real important, since it's a big steam locomotive that pulls so many of our wonderful trains through here. Then during the Civil War, there's a couple of locomotives that went on a great big chase, the locomotive chase, and the General was one of those, with Andrews Raiders between Nashville and Chattanooga. And the plans for that raid were made near Chevrolet, on the Chevrolet to Wartrace Highway out there, and the Andrews bodies were buried in Chattanooga, and there's a big monument in the Chattanooga Cemetery with a depiction of the trains and locomotives they used in the great locomotive chase. And more recently, this beautiful yellow striper that the NC and St. L Railroad bought 24 of those, and they were used all during World War II to deliver war material and troops all over the country. And they came through here every day, several of them. One full of the famous Dixie Flyer, that wonderful luxury train that went from Chicago to Florida. It left here at 3:30 in the afternoon and got to Chicago at 7:30 the next morning. And you could mail a package or a card from Chicago as late as 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would be here on the Dixie Flyer at 12:30 the next day. But more than that, there's so many interesting things about railroading right here in Tullahoma. The spur lines. And the spur lines are branch tracks that went to some of the industries. For example, there was one that came off the railroad in West Tullahoma where the Klondike is. It went by what is now the Appalachian Tannery, and on across North Jackson Street, and down by Microcraft, and on down by Wilson Sporting Goods, and the Camel Gulch behind St. Paul's Catholic Church, and went all the way, and it ended at West Lincoln Street, just east of the Rock Creek Bridge. And it took lumber and materials and baseball bats and buggy wheels and buggy spokes from the Camel and Dan Lumber Company down there. And then there was one that went out by the Ice and Coal Company that unloaded with tons of coal there that supplied Tullahoma. And another one was the Y, that trains from Tullahoma going south could turn around, and trains from the south going to Nashville could turn around out by the shoe factory, the only place between Chattanooga and Nashville where a full train could turn completely around. And one wonderful transportation for both material and passengers was a train service in and out of Tullahoma. And that's not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. In the meantime, have a good day.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while.
Yeah.
Where your Fridays are spent under the lights. And where Saturdays are made for the water. Where you can feel good about a hard day's work. And take pride in a job well done. Where small business makes a big impact. And home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department needs you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Jawing with Jackie.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What you got that blue shirt on for?
Oh, we have an event coming up, and you'll hear more about it hopefully next week. An event, the Tennessee State University Alumni Association, our local chapter. We have a local chapter that covers Tullahoma.
You're going to have to hold it. I can't see to fix it.
Okay. Our local chapter covers Tullahoma, Fayetteville, Winchester, all the surrounding towns, Manchester, Murfreesboro. I think they have a chapter in Murfreesboro, I believe.
Probably do.
But Murfreesboro is the fastest growing city in the world.
In the world?
Just about, yeah, really. I mean, you try driving down there, you'll see.
I know.
So,
I have to from time to time.
But anyway, we usually have an event every year. Try to, but COVID kind of shut us down where we couldn't do it. But we would have an event every year. We'd have a luncheon or something, Christmas celebration, and but this year, and we would usually have it at the conference center, but the conference center has gotten a little more complicated right now. You know, it's not. I haven't been active for a little while. Let's put it like that. In my in the alumni chapter, and so haven't been on the phone that much. So we've got an event coming up that is going to be in McMinnville this year.
Okay.
Usually it's in at Coffee County Conference Center, but
is it going to be at that new place in?
What new place is
the Park Theater. Isn't that it?
What?
No, it's going to be at the Country Club.
Oh, okay.
Let me have that. Let me have that
Can you
other
fix
part.
it?
Okay.
I can see it. I'm sort of blind,
Oh, you okay?
but
Mike repair.
it sounds like a fabulous event.
It is, and it is every year. We have a good turnout, great food, and usually have a great speaker. And this year it's going to really be good because Tennessee State University has a new president, and the new president is going to be our speaker this year.
Wonderful.
So,
Come over here.
We're having a little mic problems here.
little mic problem.
Yeah.
There you go. Get it up off of.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
So anyway, we're getting ready for this party. It's going to be the 6th of December at 1 o'clock.
Is it next week? No.
No, it's
week after next.
the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And I'm sorry, not the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Second Saturday after Thanksgiving. But anyway, it's going to be at Helen's on the Green in McMinnville at the Country Club. So, but the guest speaker is going to be the new president of Tennessee State University, Dwayne Tucker. So we're going to have a great time and just a big holiday luncheon, and we always have a great luncheon, and so I'm looking forward to that.
And do you have a big turnout?
Yeah, usually have a great turnout. Like I said, this will be the first year that we haven't had it at the conference center, and so we'll just see. As far as the logistics go, we'll find out if it was a good place, easy access. I think it is pretty easily accessible, and so I've got some people already scheduled that say they really want to go.
Good.
And that's good. That's a blessing. So we're looking forward to that. And the young lady who is our local president, Joni McReynolds, she'll be here next week to talk about it some more. And anyway,
she's a pretty impressive lady.
She is.
She was the state.
No, she was the national. She was the national president for the whole United States and tributaries, So anyway, but she was the national president for 2 terms, and just recently, and then when she left after her second term, we drafted her in as our local president. So I was vice president 1 year.
Yeah.
But anyway,
at some point, I think she worked for the CIA.
Yeah, she's done a lot of things that you just don't see people every day. You don't relate to on a.
That's pretty strong, right there.
Yeah. She's a good person.
And she's been on the show before.
Yeah, I know.
She's been in here. We like to see her come. She's a very smart lady.
Oh yeah, and she's her blood bleeds blue.
It does it.
It does. It bleeds blue. Her mother was the same way, so she got it honestly. And she and her mother both were just great TSU alumnus, and her mother's passed on recently, the last few years. But they were great folks. They were just every ball game they were there. She and her mother both. They were just all over the place.
They're all over the place
and her
with the
mother
ball
was a
games.
fantastic lady. She's a fantastic lady. So anyway, but there's so much going on right now. That, of course, that just being one of them, but one of our events, and we'll see what happens after this. But we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and that is such a blessing. Oh yeah, that is such a blessing. I showed you that picture a little while ago about I ain't gonna show it anymore. I ain't gonna show that anymore. But my sister, my older sister Betty, and she's doing our Thanksgiving. We're gonna meet at her house for Thanksgiving dinner. She's my grandmother made over.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have left? Is it just Betty and Linda?
Betty and Linda and my baby sister Rita.
Rita.
Rita's in Chattanooga, so she has 3 kids.
Now your brother?
My brother Paul is deceased. How
much older was he than you?
Paul was 4 years older than me, and my sister Betty is we were all 2 years apart, really.
Yeah.
And the first
That
three
kept
kids.
you close.
Yeah, the first three kids, and yeah, we were all, oh boy, you saw the picture how we dressed and everything, and we were all just there, the stair stepped up, you know, and but my dad, oh God, I still thank him every day. He's been gone for some time, but I thank him every day for the pictures that he took of us, you know, and
that's wonderful.
yeah, just archived all the history doing then, and it was just a blessing blessing now for me to go back and look at all these pictures, you know, watching me grow up and my family growing up, my sisters and brothers and everything, and it's just a blessing. And I thank Daddy every day.
Your daddy was a very, very, very good man.
He was a good man, and worked at Coca-Cola 40 years, I believe. 40.
I worked with him over there.
All right,
I saw him.
Yeah, I know. I remember, yeah. And anyway, yeah, he was just, he was, well, and I tell you what, too, he worked quite a few jobs.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, because I remember as a young boy, worked at the radio. He worked at the radio station. He'd go out and, you know, and do a little cleanup job out there. He had several little cleanup jobs after he got off of his main job at Coca-Cola plant. And
was that WJIG?
Yeah, WJIG at the time, and I wound up, and of course Dad worked. I helped him when I was just a little kid, you know, and I'd be going in there trying to empty the trash and stuff like this. And then later on in life, you know, a few years later, just time progressing, and I wound up. I got asked to if I wanted to a job there, you know, being a disc jockey. So I was
awesome.
Yeah, I was the first black disc jockey in southern Middle Tennessee as a result of it, and just working at WJIG, you know, and doing a little announcing.
For Mr. Jordan?
Mr. Jordan,
That was a weird bunch.
That's a good lesson and a good message for people today.
Oh, LBJ
Take a
recruited
job and be the best at it, and you'll rise up and do something else.
There you go. Well, LBJ recruited me, so and he had, and his brother Flint. I don't know what. You know, I know LBJ passed on. They had something at the library at Motlow named. They got the Motlow something over is named after him. A portion of the library or something.
Might have.
And I want to donate some of my books that I had. A book that I'd written. Well, actually, a book for each library at Motlow. I still want to do that. I haven't done it, but in his honor, because I liked LBJ. He was good.
And Flint's still alive, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw his it's hard to tell this day and time whether it was his wife or his ex-wife. Mm-hmm. You don't know.
Yeah.
But I think they're still married, and he was not in good enough health to travel to the reunion that they had, and he had something wrong with his legs, something like that. So, but she was there and said he was still kicking.
Okay.
Now that's been probably over a year ago.
Okay, well, that's good.
But I hope he's still kicking.
Yeah, I hope so too. And Jerry Douglas was.
Jerry Douglas. That's
Jerry
right.
Douglas, he was the man there. Had voice. I tell you what, Jerry was he was a
And we were talking earlier about. Excuse me, Monroe York.
Oh yes, York.
He'd do a turkey call.
Oh yeah,
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh boy, I tell you, yeah, I remember all that, and oh man, that was something else. And we had some classic folks back there during that time that just stood out and you know, did fantastic stuff. Could have made it big somewhere else, maybe, you know, if it had been in a little small town, maybe. And,
well,
much chance as anybody.
Who was it? Clyde Swinford. I think he was a disc jockey out there for a while on a Sunday afternoon or something like that. And he had people from Swanee listening to him. Students at Swanee were listening to him because they thought it was a gag show.
Oh.
But it was Clyde just being Clyde. You know? They thought it was somebody putting on a ruse, you know.
Yeah.
And so they thought it was great, but it was just Clyde being
being Clyde.
Yeah.
Well, when
He was a star and didn't know it.
when I was there, it was only actually I was there during the changeover because it was just a little 740 watt AM station,
Right.
and they added 100,000 watt FM stereo system with it, and so they were broadcasting all over the place
yeah.
then. So
Yeah.
So that worked out really good, and I left during that period. I was just there for I don't know, a year or so or whatever. But anyway, it was a good point in my life, you know.
You know, one thing I don't understand is I listen to 650 AM radio out of Nashville.
Yeah.
Grand Ole Opry radio.
Yeah.
Could hear it all, back in the day, you could hear it all over the country. You know, all the way in California, New York, everywhere, nationwide.
Yeah.
I can't hear it in Tullahoma. About half the time. I don't know if I think it's probably the quality of the radios we have now.
Or I find a problem. I try to listen to my favorite station at Alabama A&M, and jazz and blues station. I've been listening to that for 30 years, ever since they've been in existence. And anyway, there are other little bitty stations all along the way that crowd it out on that close to that frequency. Sometimes I can get it. I think there's an art to it. You got to hold your mouth just right.
Yeah.
And to be able to get the signal come through. So sometimes it's just a, you know, hey.
But you think about it. You think about when radio was all there was.
Yeah.
There was no TV.
Yeah.
And a radio was a well-built piece of equipment that you could dial things in. I mean, there weren't that many radio stations, and on the dial it might have the name of the, 98.3. You know, I mean, just go to it. It'd be set for it. And now, in a wooden case, a big thing.
Oh,
and I mean, it was
a piece of
center of your home, other than the fireplace and the kitchen. Now you've got all these little things, and then everybody, of course, can go on their phone and listen, or their computer. So I don't think the radios that are made now are that good. They probably don't have the parts and pieces in it. They're all plastic instead of real metal and stuff like that. So it's hard to go pick something up on an AM. Even FM too sometimes.
Well, it's so many stations out there now broadcasting, little small one, a little one here and there, and all this, and it's just hard to. They scramble on top of each other. So.
All right, we got 10 seconds to go. We closing?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.